Hi Mary, I'm going to walk you through my steps for making the fudge. So I've got my 4 cups of sugar. I've got my 1 cup of butter, so the dimensions that I gave you for that are correct. And you'll notice that I cut it in quarters and then I slice. So all of these break off into little pieces so they melt quicker. It just helps, yeah. And then over here, I have my baker's chocolate cut up. It just melts it faster when it's cut up. And then I have my bag of milk chocolate and I have my 2 cups of semi-sweet. And I've just done exactly the 2 cups this time instead of a bag. Like I think I told you just put a bag in. I think it is a bag, but measure out 2 cups just to be safe. Now here's my prepared pan just so that you get a sense of, that's how much butter I used. You can see that it's hard to get it with the reflection, but you can see I don't have bits and pieces, and I think that's what you said, you had no bits and pieces. I did use a little extra foil, sorry about that, little overkill, but that's okay. Then I've got my, like I said, I've got my ingredients here, and I'm just gonna start, and I will take video snapshots as I go through this process. All right, kiddo, here we go. Okay, I've set my butter, milk, and sugar on medium, and I'm simply stirring and letting it mix until it comes to that rolling boil. And then I'll hit my timer for 2 minutes. Okay, sorry. And just to get a sense of what it looks like. And just keep stirring. I'll be back. This is about 2 minutes into the heating process on medium. So the butter is pretty much melted. Now I just keep stirring until it reaches that low roll boil. You can start to see the bubbles forming on the side. That's a good sign. Nothing is turning a dark color. You don't want this to burn, so that's why it's on medium. Just keep stirring. Let it sit, and you can see kind of where it is. Okay. Oops, sorry. So now we're at about 5 minutes, and you'll see it's bubbling a little more. Okay, it's starting to bubble all the way around as it's getting, and you'll see the center starting to move. Do you see it? And you see the bubbles forming. Okay. This is the rolling boil. Start your timer. 2 minutes. Okay, and now you just keep stirring. Don't let it stop. Okay, 2 minutes. Here we go. I'm gonna do it with you. Okay. And what I didn't write on the recipe, which probably will be helpful, is this part, do it with a whisk. Metal whisk is best against a metal pot. I don't believe your pots are non-stick, so they won't damage. If you have a non-stick coated pot, then use the silicone whisk. You'll have to get a silicone whisk because the metal whisk will just scratch the heck out of it, out of the pot. So notice it's really bubbling. Oh, I should let it sit now. Okay. I probably should have stopped. As soon as that royal boil stopped and I turned that timer on, I was supposed to stop stirring. That was my bad. Shouldn't hurt anything at this point, but let it just do its thing. I was talking, I shouldn't have talked and followed recipe at the same time. Okay, just let it boil. See how it's not changing color. It's simply bubbling, and what it's doing is it's evaporating the water out of it. So it's really solidifying or condensing the butter down to just the butter fat with the milk and the sugar. Okay, I've got 35 seconds left. I certainly don't think the stirring will have hurt anything, but we'll find out. But again, as soon as you start that timer, stop stirring. That was my mistake. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn this off pretty soon. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to add those marshmallows. I'm going to remove it from the heat and just move it over a burner. Okay, remove it, turn it off, stop, add my marshmallows. Now this, I might have to use, I'm going to try using the whisk. I don't remember what I used last time. It's just going to quickly really get those things melted. They're already going pretty fast. So I'm at about 7 to 8 minutes into the process. You mentioned 15, so I'm not sure. Maybe you need to bump up your heat just a little because it is medium heat. Now on an electric stove, I don't know what setting that is. So you may have to go online and see if there's any kind of discussion for your type of stove. Look it up, see if you see anything. Now see how it's getting even whiter? The mix is white and it's getting thick. And I'm just gonna beat these in as much as I can. Quickly. Come on. And then with my whisk, I can kind of crush them, and that helps melt them a little bit more. See how it breaks them up? And they're melting pretty fast. I don't think that extra stirring hurt anything, but we'll find out as soon as we add that chocolate, and you will see. Larry, can I have you come over here and hold this camera for me while I'm stirring the next part? Because I've got to do it now. Okay, now I think the marshmallows are almost all whisked in. Hold, and just so that she can see what I'm doing. Now I've got the chocolate here, Mary, and I'm just going to dump it in and do it. Notice I'm doing it with my whisks to get all that chocolate in there, incorporated. Can you see? Yeah, okay. Now at this point, Mary, it should look really similar to what you had. And I'm just stirring the heck out of it. And it's not real resistant, not yet.
You kept your temperature the same?
No, you take it off the heat, otherwise it burns. So at this point, Mary, I'm going to switch to my spatula because I'm going to make sure it's off the sides, and I can lose a little chocolate there, but not bad. Now notice it's starting to kind of wants to set immediately, right? Do you see that? You just keep stirring and you get all the white stuff out of there. Should not be real firm yet. Mine's almost done. You just got to really go fast. You see, I got to get all that white stuff in. Mine is not separating. So I don't know, Mary. I don't know if you have to buy a better quality butter. And then now we add, real quick, I add my 1 tablespoon of vanilla.
That was a teaspoon.
A teaspoon. What did I say?
Tablespoon.
Teaspoon, sorry. Follow the recipe, Mary. Okay, notice it's not separating. So at this point, you'll know whether it's working or not, I think. I think you know as well. And you'll see I don't have any streaks. If I go around, I make sure that's the hot one. Don't put your hand there.
Got it.
Okay. So I'm ready to pour. I'm going to pour. This is the hard part. I need to use my mitt instead. Okay. And I know this is kind of the hard part, but I hold it with my spatula and then I pour. I get as much as I can by holding it. And then I'm gonna quickly scrape. It's heavy, yes. Get as much out as you can. This is the hard part because even I have a hard time with this. It's like awkward. But it's just the way it is. You'll get a handle for it. You'll figure it out. Gotta make it work for you. And get as much as you can in this first batch scraping and then let it go. The rest of it just sits and you get the angel share. Because otherwise
Dad gets the angel share.
That's it. So I'm kind of done with that. And now notice it's setting. So I want to scrape it into the sides as quickly as I can. And I simply do you notice, see how I'm just wiggling it? And it does bring a little bit of the gloss to the surface, but it shouldn't be oily like yours is. It shouldn't be breaking like that. And then I just kind of do this to make it look better on top. Not that it matters because you're going to cut it anyway. And then that's it. You let this sit for an hour and we're done. We're done with that part. So that's what it looks like, Mary. Now, shoot.
Wow. Yeah, no harm, no foul.
Just need to fix this before it sets more. Holes in it. Okay, let's clean this. I'll stop this video. I started it. All right, so this is what it is, Mary. There's a little bit of a sheen, but there's not anything on top that I can sop up. So this sheen will kind of dissipate as it dries and as it cools down. It won't stay shiny, 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 but it also will not, and it shouldn't have a lot come to the surface. Let it sit off to the side for an hour and I'll be back.